Stop recording button.
Hello everyone.
Double dash tab to activate a period.
Happy Friday. Today it's April 10th, 2026. And welcome guys to another daily reflection video from today, guys. So you know, you might have noticed, guys, that I didn't post today. But now I'm here on YouTube here. Back on schedule again. So yeah, I was not able to post today for, because of a, family issue, but I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to share that. I don't want to share it right now. So, anyways, guys, I hope everyone is having a good day. And, today I spent the day at my babysitter's house, at Rosita's house today. I spent time at her house, and it was it was fine, I really wanted to record, guys, at her house, but I really couldn't. But, well, sometimes we can't control things. Sometimes it is what it is. So, yeah, guys, today I was listening to some train videos today. Well, whoever made the 5 train video from Eastchester Dyer Avenue to Crown Heights, thank you. Because that's what I really wanted to hear. I wanted to hear the announcements, I wanted to see how the announcements changed. It was recorded yesterday, guys, on April 9th. It was uploaded April 9th yesterday. So yeah, I was glad to see that new video. There was also a 2 train video that was recorded 2 weeks ago by the Yo Master. Apparently that's what the channel's called. And the one on April 9th, the 5 train video, was also recorded by the Yo Master. So yeah, guys, so whoever did this, thank you, because now I have now I can get some clues. The 5 train is relatively the same. They didn't change anything. They're still running R142s on the 5 train. I think by the 2030s,
you think you can get
the 1, 2, and the 3 lines apparently will start to be dominated by R262s, which are expected to have open gangways, which are those flexible, folding walkways that stretch between the train cars so that people will not have to get out of the platform and get onto another car. Because, people... and also, guys, the most dangerous part, and I really recommend... but I really advise you guys not doing this at all. I hear a lot of people transferring from one car to another on the New York City subway, and that's not safe at all. That's not safe to transfer from one car to another when the train is moving, because it can be fatal. Because just one wrong mistake and you're done. You're done. You got to be really careful, guys, when you transition between cars. But well, the good thing is that the R262s will have open gangways, so transitioning between train cars will not be really much of an issue anymore. It will be more smoother. But now we're speaking about the older cars, let's say like the R142, or worst of all, R62s, because they don't have gangways, so people just have to do it the most, unreliable ways, which is either getting out of the platform, which is getting out of the train at a station, which is the safest option. And worst of all, moving between train cars when the train is moving? Yes, that is absolutely dangerous. But, unfortunately people do this, guys. But really, guys, a lot of people, I don't know, do it because I don't know, because there's a bad odor in the car, or it's too crowded, or they want more space. Well, that's understandable. But never choose that unsafe option. Never move between train cars unless you're in a station. But I also don't recommend you guys to get out of a, I also don't recommend you guys to go out the train into the station either, because you have to go quickly before the doors close. Because let's say you want to go to the first car and you were originally on the sixth car. Well, that's a lot. You would have to miss the train if it's possible. If you ever choose to go between train cars, but never choose the unsafe option, which is moving between train cars when the train is moving. Never choose that option.
Pause button. Stop recording button.
Because guess what, guys?
Double dash tab to
That is-
beta period.
That is considered not following the rules. That is considered a violation. If they see you moving between train cars, well, a lot of people fortunately don't get caught, but someday they will. Even if they psychologically know that they're not going to get caught. Like, they think they're going to get away with it. They do, but someday they're going to get caught, and they're going to get fines. Because what they're doing is not safe, and some of these days it can be fatal. Because, let's imagine the train is going like 50 miles per hour and curving. There's usually a small gap between one train car and another. But, the gap can change. Who knows? The gap might shift, might get bigger and smaller. It really depends, because sometimes, the cars move around in like sharp curves or in high speed. It's definitely, it's something that's illegal in New York to move between train cars. And there's even announcements on the train that explicitly say to not move between train cars unless it is a serious emergency that an officer advises you to do. But if you really guys want to move to another car, let's say if it's too crowded, the most safest and quickest option is to get out of the train and, walk along the tactile stripped to wherever car you want to go. But, you have to be quick. That's why I also don't recommend you guys doing that too. Sometimes you have to, unfortunately, handle the smell if there's any smell, or, move to another part of the car instead of immediately getting out of the train and posing risks of you missing the train, which, technically is not a big deal. But the most serious risks would be that the door can close on you if you ever try to get on the train on the next car. You see what I'm saying, guys? So, it's part of staying safe, guys. It's part of staying safe in any train, not just in New York City. But we're specifically talking about New York City because, I love New York City subway trains, and I'm used to it. Ever since I was like 5, I'm used to it. And my brain is just so used to the subway and rhythm and predictability that I don't want to learn about other subway trains but New York City. It's crazy. But I just want to stick with the New York City subway trains for the rest of my life, or who knows, one day I might change topics. But for now, I just want to stick with New York City. I don't care about the Chicago trains. I don't care about London trains. I don't care about Japan. Unless I want to learn about something, well, sometimes I might have to push myself a bit to at least try something new. But, in the meantime, stick with New York. So that's really the best option. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I recommend you guys to subscribe and leave a comment. And you know, turning on the notifications to keep up to date with my latest videos. Coming up soon, possibly today or tomorrow, whenever the time is right. And whenever, you know, I'm in a stable environment. So, yeah, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Pause. Stop.